Hi everybody, my name's Amelia and welcome to the channel. So, I have wanted to do this interesting tarot exploration, experiment. I don't really know what you'd call it. But basically, I heard about the term pathworking, and I heard about it in terms of journaling, I believe, and just kind of going into your psyche and really diving into who you are and kind of taking this journey with yourself. And I really wanted to do this with tarot, and it's almost like a game, which is interesting because I don't personally like to use tarot as a game. I don't like to use the cards like playing cards, I don't like to treat them like a board game. To me, it's very spiritual, it's a very spiritual tool, so I don't personally like to use it in that way. If you do, props to ya, just not my thing. But I thought pathworking was kind of an interesting way to gamify spirituality in a sense, but also keep it, honoring what I value tarot for, and honoring spirit, and working on personal growth, stuff like that. So, I have invented my own little, tarot pathworking thing that I'm going to be doing, and my goal is to do it once a month. If I don't, that's okay, but my goal is to do it once a month. I would have liked to start in January, but January was very crazy, so we're going to start in February. And I believe when this video comes out, I don't know what order I'm putting my videos in, so this one could come out sooner rather than later, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so I am going to kind of lay down the rules and such and let you guys know what decks I'm using, and this may this practice may evolve over the course of the year, depending on what the experience is, if am I liking it, am I enjoying it, do I find it useful? So we'll see. This is day one, so I don't have crazy high expectations. Before we begin, just wanted to say hi guys. I am also a psychic and tarot reader, professional tarot reader. I am also an author, creator, all kinds of things, and I will leave links in the description below if you guys are interested to check out my work. But I also wanted to point out that this entire video is honestly inspired by the Oracle of Many Paths. So the whole reason that we're doing pathworking is because when I got this deck and I was exploring the guidebook and I was looking to see how the path system worked in it, I was like, oh my gosh, this would be perfect for my version of what I think pathworking would look like in a tarot sense. So this is going to be the main deck that I use to achieve the pathworking process, but there are other decks that are going to be making their own appearances, and it'll be fun. It'll be cool. So, I'm going to go ahead and unbox this because this literally is the thing, this is the reason we're here today. So, just a brief look at the Oracle of Many Paths. It has this beautiful green gilding, beautiful backs, kind of like a marbly texture, and then the cards are numbered. So, this one being the High Priestess, I believe. But, the Fool, that's a good way to start. But, 72, I'm not entirely certain. I would have to, go into the guidebook. Because I also don't see lights. Maybe there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of something. It's probably, 9 of Pentacles, maybe? I don't know. But we'll use the guidebook. I'm not too pressed about it. Some of them are more obvious than others. But, yeah. So this is kind of the vibes, and I've shown this deck in its own video before, so if you guys want to see it, there is a video on my channel already, but here's what we're going to do. I have it on my phone, so I'm going to look up my document here. The plan is that we're going to kind of see what path we're on. We'll do it once a month, I think. Originally, I wanted to do 22 cards for the entire story, so we'll kind of see how we're feeling, but today is literally the first portion. So I'm going to draw one card from the Oracle of Many Paths, and the plan is to be this is the path you're on. So if we had the card 37, which I believe is the Two of Cups, then I'm on this path where I'm starting in this pond, I guess, with these swans, and it's going to set the stage, I think. Yeah, Two of Cups, and I'm going to use the guidebook here. So the paths say interrupted, probably interrupted from the pond, right? And then there's some notes and stuff, and some lore as well. We'll see if the lore is helpful, but I'm mainly going to look at the notes and the path itself, see what an interrupted path means to me. yeah, there's a section in the guidebook about, like, interrupted path being obstacles. So I think that'll be interesting to kind of, like, use that as, like, a guide. But the first card is going to be where I am on the path. I guess I could do 2. I could have, like, a starting point. So maybe I will do 2. Maybe that's why 22 to 24 felt right, because it was like, if I do it over the course of a year, we'd have 2 cards. So maybe that shows, like, the path that I've taken. I went from here to here. And then when I begin again next month, I could look at my past and then pull 2 more cards maybe, or just pull 1. I don't know. I'll pull 2 for today. I'll pull 2. So we're going to go ahead and just get started. See where this takes us, because I have never done this before. I don't want to be too hard on my deck, because I don't want to ruin the gilding, but at the same time. Alright, so I want to know 2 cards, maybe where I started and the path that I'm on, or what I've come to. So I've come to some stopping point. So where we started somewhere and we came to some stopping point. So I want to know, what does my path look like right now? I like that one. Okay, and where have I stopped? So that's where I came from. Where have I stopped? Oh, that's the special card. That's intriguing. Okay. Very fascinating. Okay, alright, so, not what I expected. Oops. Alright, so we'll start with card 23, which looks like the 2 of Wands. So, what do I notice? Well, so I noticed that where I came from, it looks like there are a bunch of different blockages in my way through this path. Maybe there were some spontaneous things that came up, some trouble navigating how to go forward or around it, some threats off to the side, maybe feeling a little things like in the future a little daunting, maybe feeling like things in the future are a little uncertain. And then it looks like we have a curving path into the mountain, but it's like all hidden, so we don't really know what lies ahead. The curves seem like it's like, okay, this will take some time. There's maybe a crossroads, because at first I thought this was a river, but I'm thinking that might be the path. So, I come to this like fork in the road, and there's like a bunch of places. Yeah, I mean, like, it could be a river into the mountain, but I kind of do interpret that as a path. So I'm thinking my path looked like, when I started, that I was heading forward. There were some things, some loose ends, some spontaneous things I had to deal with. But then, looking ahead, the future was very uncertain. I didn't know what direction to take. I didn't know where to go. There was this winding path that kind of led towards the unknown and, uncertainty. And it could veer off into this, like, trouble or turmoil. And, but I'm not sure, I won't know till I try it. And then there's also, like, this, like, convergence of other paths. Everything just kind of coming together and, kind of being like you have to be forced forward almost. So that's where I came from. But apparently I've chosen a path. I'm going to say I went into the unknown. And the unknown is certainly unknown. Maybe I'm sitting here now with this chance to try to decipher what my reality is going to be. Who am I going to be? Like, we just launched in, right? Like, we first stop existential crisis. So these all represent the different kinds of paths that you can have in this oracle. So I'm going to say that I'm this cloaked figure almost. And I've arrived, and I'm now presented with, like, the world being my oyster, like, this everything just being completely open to me. It's whatever I want it to be. That's my interpretation outright. Just seeing the whole cohesion here, the spiraling path coming to culmination, but then all these other paths joining in, all this growth. I kind of just sense that maybe this is about, like, we're a blank slate. We get to pick anything. What do we want? Where do we want to go? I just realized that bridge connects too. These 2 cards connect, actually. Or do all the cards? No, not all the cards connect, right? That wouldn't make sense for the 2 of Wands to be the 3 and go right here, right? Oh, but they align on the map. Oh, okay. So, if you guys don't know, the way the deck is set up is not that the cards, like the 2 of Wands connects to the 3, connects to the 4, so on and so on. But the map, actually, you can lay out the cards if you can figure out where they line up. They actually line up. This is... that's uncanny. That's like really weird that they that I picked 2 on the map. So hold on, let me go get my map because I have it in a different spot because I use it for different things. Okay, well I never expected this deck to work as well as it's doing. So there's this whole chart. Oh my gosh. I'll try to fold it up so I can show you the exact spot where we are, but on one side it's this like casting table that I use, and then on the other side it's the map of everything. So we are... oh, they don't connect. Okay, so we are here, or we were here, and technically that bridge would connect to the crossroads. But now I'm wondering if that extra one's in here, or if that's just an extra card, because it looks like it would go there. Which would make sense, because the Fool and that being the last 2 cards, like the first and the last card would make sense. Okay, well, something to think about. I don't think I'm going to be able to find that cloaked figure. I have a feeling it's probably not listed in the thing. It's probably a reflection of the Fool card, which now I want to figure out where that is. Because it's like a, you know, the start of your journey and then the culmination of your journey. I saw the Fool card in the beginning when I was just showing you the deck, so haha. Like, these are tit for tat, right? Like, is that like an appropriate phrase? Like, it's the same image, just the crossroads has been replaced with the culmination. Okay. Alright, well, that's very fascinating to me. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the guidebook, and we're going to start with this 2 of Wands. So we have preparations, decisions, expansions for our keywords, and there's a straightforward path, a forking path, and a disappearing path. So I'm going to say this is like probably the straightforward, disappearing, and forking. Take these 2 wands. They will offer support as you walk this new path. You should be prepared for new changes and challenges and opportunities for great adventure. Choosing a path to travel is a good enough start. Don't overthink it. Okay. And then point of interest in this card is the bridge to heaven. So, this bridge used to connect to the heavens. It spanned miles and stretched high into the sky. Today, what remains are only a few planks holding it firmly onto the earth that they were once planted in. And when we look at the type of paths, we have straightforward path, would be clarity and easy traveling. Take these wands, they'll offer you support. Okay. Forking is union or 2 options becoming 1, or 1 option becoming 2, which looks like 1 option becoming 2. And disappearing represents uncertainty. And that's kind of what I was picking up on too. I need to find this special card. Is it listed in the back? I don't know if this one's actually in there as like a card meaning. Okay, I could be missing it, but I'm going to say I don't think this one is actually in the guidebook. I think this one's like, you need to interpret it yourself. So, great. I love starting off with a challenge. Okay, I'm going to write it down. Put this off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take some notes and I'll come back. Okay, so what I chose to do is write down the cards that I got. I think I'm going to highlight them too, just so I know these are the cards. So I wrote down the note from the guidebook from the 2 of Wands. This says, take these 2 wands, they will offer support. I also wrote, choosing the winding path into the mountain, into the unknown. And then below that, with the question mark card, I said, arriving in a place that feels familiar but different, because it calls back to the Fool. Seeing all possibilities, the world is my oyster. Who do I want to be? Where will I go? Do I let the divine lead me? Because I kind of feel like there's like some divine work happening here. So that's interesting. This is where I'm at in my journey. What I want to ask now is, what have I come across? Did I meet someone? Where am I exactly, I guess? Like, that's the path, but where am I? And for that, I'm going to be using the Wild Unknown archetypes, because there are places, people, things. So I just want to know, what do I find? What happens when I come to this location? What do I see? Who do I see? That sort of thing. So, to the side. So I'm going to go ahead and pull an archetypes card. Here's what that one's so weird. But I like the rest of them. That one I don't know about, but here are the cards. Just so you guys can get an idea of it. So I want to know, what am I going to come across? These are also not very easy to shuffle, if I'm being honest with you. You're going to see me struggle there because they didn't shuffle well. Very difficult. Okay, should keep them on the table. What do I find? The medallion. So I find a medallion. So the medallion, the amulet, the talisman, the heirloom. Ooh, fancy. The passing on of sacred objects is an ancient ritual within families, between lovers, and tribes across the globe. We gift jewels, treasures, keepsakes, and mementos of all kinds, some of great material value, others that hold emotional resonance, and still others with both. Yet, when these gifts are bestowed upon us, it is important to recognize that they may bind us to an unspoken agreement or promise. When the medallion card appears, be aware of how the objects you hold dear may be embedded with unconscious energy or expectations. Materials hold consciousness, and it's time to reconcile the vibration of the objects around you. What do you covet and collect? Why? Is there an object you have held on to for years that you are ready for release? Perhaps it is time to reach for the medallion that aligns with your deepest values. Okay. Imagine if you and your family, school, or social group had a crest, emblem, or amulet, what would it be? Do you believe that objects contain supernatural properties? When have you experienced this feature? Okay. I don't know if I'm going to lean into the meaning of that as much. I don't really feel like that resonates with me too much. But I do think the medallion being some kind of artifact or object that I found on my travels and through this path. I'm going to write that down. Alright, what does the medallion mean to me? Definitely, yeah, like a magical object. I also kind of go back to that Two of Wands, like, I got these wands to support me. I'm thinking there is maybe something in the physical world that can help me where I am on my path. I'm going to assume that the medallion is some kind of physical object that can help me handle this divine energy, make sense of it, figure out where I want to go. I'm going to say that there's like an object or something physical that could come into my life or that I have just stumbled across without knowing that is going to be important on this journey. Not necessarily something that I would recognize right now or even know how to use yet. And I'm kind of thinking like Lord of the Rings energy. Like the ring that starts it all, you know? That's kind of what I'm picturing. I have a feeling it's not going to be important until later, but I do think it's a physical object. Kind of getting Lord of the Rings vibes, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to choose 2 cards now from a different deck. This is going to be the obstacle and the lesson learned. And that is going to be in regards to where I am now. So there was perhaps an obstacle and then a lesson that I learned from it after finding this medallion. Maybe when I pick up the medallion. And I'm using the Spacious Tarot. So, Spacious Tarot is very sweet. I thought it would just do well today, and I was kind of feeling it. I've been feeling it. The Spacious Tarot keeps coming up for me. But I love it, so. Alright. Let's ask, what is the obstacle? And what is the lesson learned? Okay, that one started to slide out from the back. Okay, and the lesson learned. Oh, okay. Wow. That's intense. Okay. So I'm going to say the obstacle was something to do with family, legacy, what you're leaving behind for others. Again, kind of giving Lord of the Rings here with Bilbo Baggins and that ring, right? But the obstacle is the devil. Ooh, so, okay, maybe a toxic relationship with material assets that we want for the future generations, for our future, for ourselves, for others, etc. Maybe our idea of abundance and wealth and what that means to us needs to be reconfigured. Okay, so I'm going to say I came to this path and now I'm asking myself, who do I want to be? Where do I want to go? Because I've put so much focus materially on life and success and abundance and what I can pass down to the future generations. And I'm given an opportunity now to address that toxicity, that darkness. I'm given an opportunity. The lesson I learned is that sometimes the things that we value, despite them, being wonderful and whatnot, can lead us to forget the more valuable things in life, the things that really matter. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to go ahead and jot down my notes. Okay, so what I wrote was the obstacle being the Ten of Pentacles, and I said too much focus on material things and generational wealth or personal success. And the lesson is the Devil, that we need to address the toxic relationship that we have to the material world or our expectations regarding abundance. And as a conclusion, I wrote, I think that this divine stop, so that question mark stop, is a chance to refocus on what truly matters and let go of unrealistic expectations of what success and abundance mean to me. So that's where I am with this path working. And honestly, this worked out a lot better than I thought it would. Yeah, this worked out beautifully. And I think this is such an intriguing path. And what's interesting is I actually feel like in the past I have come to have a more healthy relationship to my work and what I do and success and abundance and all that. Like, I used to have a very toxic mindset regarding money, and I feel like I've just kind of come to a happier place that way. So it's weird that I'm coming back to this, but I have a feeling it's asking me to focus more on family and less on material pursuits. But I think I've also been caught up recently in material pursuits because I've kind of slipped away from my divine connections. I haven't been as spiritual as I've wanted. Definitely been caught up with needs of the body. Sleep, apparently. But also, I think I have been so focused on what the perfect maternity would be, the perfect pregnancy. I've wanted the perfect nursery as best as I could, the best baby shower. My baby shower totally got canceled due to weather and stuff. And I didn't really get that experience like other people do with their first baby. And so I've been kind of saddened by this, but at the end of the day, it's not about the gifts. It's not about the big parties, the decorations, the food. It's not about that. It's just about having my baby and enjoying the people who are willing to come over and support me postpartum and to help me grow with my baby and help my baby grow and whatnot. So maybe I lost sight of it a little bit, getting obsessed over nursery decor and all the bits and bobs that come with a baby. I'm still a little bit butthurt, I think, that I didn't get that same experience other people get, but this is just a nice reminder, life-wise, lifestyle-wise, that the path I'm on, there's a huge opportunity, a great connection with the divine incoming. But the question is, am I going to hold on to this ring that makes me a horrible person, right? Am I going to choose it over everything else? Or am I going to get rid of it? Can I get rid of it? It's like a burden of sorts. So that's very interesting. Overall, I think that this worked pretty well, actually, and I'm excited to do this again next month. I want to do it again now, but I know that's not the time. So I'm excited to do it again and kind of see what changes. But if you guys like this, let me know. If you guys want to see this continuation, I'll definitely do it again, but just let me know if you want me to do it on camera, if you guys are interested. And if you guys want to do this, by all means, go ahead. And let me know how it goes for you, because I think this was super cool, and I've never really used my tarot in this way, so yeah, I feel like this was really cool. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I have a little bit to sit with, apparently. But until next time, I will catch you later.